Hello, everybody. My name is Ubi Martin. I'm a farmer on the west side of Kauaʻi, out in Kikaha. I grow I grow all tropical fruits, mostly mangoes and citrus, but lots of different other fruits other than that. I'm also a director on the West Kauaʻi Soil and Water Conservation District. So thank you guys for coming today. Um, we, sorry about that. Um, so, you know, part of farming is making use of the resources that are out there that are available to farmers. And that's what we're bringing you here today for. The Soil and Water Conservation District, we like to try to help farmers and match them up with the federal programs that is available, like the NRCS, the Natural Resource Conservation Services, and FSA, the Farm Services Agency. So these are avenues of federal funds that trickle down all the way to the farmer, and these are the ways that it's passed around. And so we wanted to put on this workshop to, get more farmers and make more use of these money, because we get these monies, and if we cannot use them all, we get less, right? But in the same time, and the more we use, the more justification we have to getting more money to the farmers, right? And so that's why we constantly trying to reach out and get more farmers involved and make best use of this money, right? And so today we're going to hear from these agencies and the programs that they can offer that that can help anybody start. So I started farming. I started my orchard in 2017, and orchards are not fast crops, right? And now I'm seven. I'm in my 8th year, and like I only have mangoes maturing, right? And citrus maturing in that 8 years, and I still have all these other things that are still waiting to come on, right? And so we all know how expensive it can be to farm, and anywhere else, and that you can get help from is always necessary. You want to just bridge the gap, And so these are all programs that can help with that. And so today we'll hear from NRCS and as well as the Soil Water Conservation District, and it looks like a couple of great speakers. So I hope we have fun today. That's all I have to say. And we have food here. This is available throughout the speaking, so help yourself. Go up there. We don't want. There's no one to take it home, so please, eat the food. Everybody should be there. And other than that, thank you guys for coming. Aloha. I hope everybody's doing well. First of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule on this Wednesday to come out and join us in this workshop. I'm J.B. Martin, the director for the Natural Resources Conservation Service for the Pacific Islands area. We cover a vast service area. We cover all of the Hawaiian Islands, including our territories, American Samoa, Guam, the Commonwealth, including 2 foreign areas, Pompey and Palau. But the reason that we're here today to provide you with some substantial information in terms of our programs and services and technical assistance that we can provide to you as farmers, landowners, and potential farmers. I know some may have a outlook, thought process about federal government. We all do. But one thing that I would encourage you to pay attention to today is the information that's going to be presented to you. As you stated that we do receive a lot of funds to serve you as individuals. We want to make sure we're in a position to provide that to you. One of the things that is a priority for me is being able to do a whole lot more for the people of the state of Hawaii, PIA. Our motto is one PIA. We're here to serve the people. So if there's anything that you're reluctant to ask, be open. We have a good amount of people in the room that can answer a lot of your questions, along with our counterparts from FSA. You can go hand in hand and provide the services that you need. It's a vast amount of information. And I tell people who are reluctant, participating in the federal program with a standing joke, and I'm dead serious about it. It's just like doing your taxes. It's tax season, right? So when you do your taxes, just think about coming to us
signing up for these programs, because staff, correct me if I'm wrong, but our programs provide up to 75%, 90% cost incentive for you to do conservation practice. We'll get a little bit more into that. But the main focal point is you as a landowner, producer, farmer, rancher, gardener, whatever the case may be. We want you to be able to be in a position to understand the program, but most importantly, take advantage of the program. So here's how it works, you know, it's correct. The amount of funds my program person, Nick Solweber, who's currently with American Samoa, assistant that staff, we don't like sending money back. When we send money back, I fuss about that a lot. When we send money back, that reduces the amount of money we get the following year. So we put a lot of angst on our field office staff to understand that. That supports our staffing, that supports the operational costs. So it's very important that we identify folks that can really take advantage of these programs. So if you don't get anything else out of this workshop, that's one of the most important things to understand. But the most significant thing in being able to do that is establishing a relationship with our employees, with our staff, with our technical specialists, developing a conservation plan, understanding the protocols, understanding the requirements. And we are here to do that, to provide that to you. So I want to make sure that you understand that myself as the director of the NRCS support that endeavor, support our employees. You have our challenges, but we go through those on a day-to-day basis. And we're going to continue to strive to provide the best possible service that we can. And we'll be here throughout this evening. And we have 2 other events scheduled for Kauaʻi this week. And I have to give kudos to our outreach partnership team based out of Honolulu. They have been doing a fantastic job working with our district partners throughout the state of Hawaii and throughout the region to be able to have these type of workshops. So with that, finish up, and I just want to say thank you and appreciate you being here. Thank you.
If you don't know me, I'm Jenna Dunn. I'm the district conservationist for the Natural Resources Conservation Service here on Kauaʻi. Oh,
Let me make sure I share. Gotta share the screen.
oh, with the people online.
Well, that and we're recording this and potentially posting.
Okay. Good. Yep, I'm pressing it. Okay. It's fine. I got it. Okay, so who we are and what we do. So we are the Natural Resources Conservation Service, or NRCS. We are part of the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, and our mission is to deliver conservation solutions so agricultural producers can protect natural resources and feed a growing world. And then there we go. So we work with farmers, ranchers, forest land operators to develop conservation plans and to address natural resource concerns. And the Pacific Islands area NRCS vision is resilient islands with clean and abundant water, healthy soils, and thriving agricultural communities. So I mentioned conservation planning. So this is a little bit about the planning process. What we do is we work with the land managers, like I mentioned in the last slide, through the planning process. And the goal is to develop a site-specific conservation plan that addresses resource concerns related to soil, water, air, plants, animals, and to a certain degree, humans and energy. And it's a 3-phase process that picture kind of shows. Okay, I know there's a lot on this slide, so please bear with me. These are our Farm Bill programs, and I'm going to zero in on 2 of them after this. So we've got our conservation technical assistance, which is just straight conservation planning. We've got our environmental quality incentives program, which is called EQIP, and that's primary purpose is to address existing resource concerns. Our ag management assistance program, and that right now PIA is primarily funding high tunnels through that program. Our conservation stewardship program, or CSP, which the goal for that is to maintain or enhance existing conservation systems. We also have RCPP, which is our Regional Conservation Partnership Program, and that's to provide support for partner identified priorities. And then last but not least is our easement program, which is our Ag Conservation Easement Program, or ASEP. And that's to preserve ag lands and wetlands. Okay, so this is our biggest program on island. It focuses on addressing or mitigating existing resource concerns. So some examples are soil health, soil erosion, irrigation efficiency, livestock, water, pasture health. But like I mentioned before, it's site specific. So those are just a few examples of the resource concerns that EQIP can address. It aims to cover about 50 to 75% of the cost of implementing the practice. Sometimes it can be a little more, sometimes a little less, depending on shipping and labor costs and materials. And then practices, this is important. Practices can be started after funds are obligated, so you know you're getting the money. And we've done our consultation with Fish and Wildlife and State Historic Preservation Department, and then payment comes after the practices are installed. And it seems maybe a little bit confusing, but I will be here all day, and then my contact information is at the end of this presentation if you guys have any questions. So our next largest program is CSP, the Conservation Stewardship Program. Like I mentioned before, this focuses on maintaining or enhancing current levels of stewardship. And so conservation practices can be done anytime throughout the year with the same stipulation after we know that it's going to be it's going to be a contract, and we've done our consultations. And CSP contracts are 5-year contracts, and the payments come once a year. Battery is low. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, sorry, guys. That's what happened.
Yeah. Okay. So 5-year contract, payments come once a year regardless of when you install your practice, and the minimum annual payment for this is $4,000. So it can be more than $4,000, but if you've got a really small operation and you get that, you'll get the $4,000 minimum payment each year for the 5 years of the contract.
And how high can those funds go? Is there a cap?
It not specifically, there's the farm bill payment cap, which we don't know what the next farm bill is going to be, but the last farm bill, it was $450,000 per client. Sometimes we have contracts that get that high.
The cap doesn't include CSP.
The cap does not include CSP. There is no limit. Thank you, Corey. So this is what we did last year on this island. So we had 12 contracts, about 1.1 million. CSP, 4 contracts, 118,000. There's a lot of room for growth in CSP. Nationally, it is more. It's a larger program. There's a lot more funds. Yeah.
Can you just give an example of what you did in Carlos contract?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go through common practices, the more popular ones on island. Yeah, and then if you still have questions after, I'm happy to answer. Okay, right now we have Inflation Reduction Act funds. So these funds are for climate smart agriculture. It's $19.5 billion over the course of 5 years. So we have the money through 2027. And this says 2024, but in 2025 also, which is what we're in, the available categories are soil health, grazing, forestry, agroforestry, and upland wildlife habitat. So the priorities for this year based on our local work group, which I'm gonna plug it right now. It's a meeting that we have once a year with clients and other community stakeholders, anybody interested to get feedback on what the most important priority or most important resource concerns are for you guys. And the highest ones were water resource concerns, specifically soil water depletion and water use efficiency, and soil health, specifically soil organism habitat loss or degradation and soil quality limitations. And then other resource concerns that came up were degraded plant community or conditions, so plant pest pressure on non-crop land, and degraded windbreaks. And then very popular this year was wildfire risk. So common practices on Kauaʻi, hopefully this will shed some light on some of the things that we can help fund. So high tunnel systems, very popular for us. They do have to be a manufactured kit. The area under the high tunnel has to currently be in production, and the plants have to go in the ground or in raised beds no taller than a foot. Irrigation systems and irrigation water management, so micro irrigation systems, water storage, sometimes catchment associated with that, and irrigation record keeping, which we call irrigation water management. Cover crop and mulching, single species or multi-species cover crop. We do have the blend if you guys want to try out a multi-species mix. And then mulches can be paper mulch, natural materials, or geotextile mulches. And gaining interest on this island is crop rotation. So it's planting a sequence of different crops in the same area over a period of time. And that's to break up pest cycles and to help with soil health. Windbreaks, like I mentioned before, it's one of our priorities this year. They can be single species or multiple rows. They can be fruit bearing as long as they function and are managed as a windbreak. And then we can also, in addition to establishing windbreaks, we can renovate them, which it can be removing dead or dying trees or pruning or topping trees. So the check mark is what we want to see. The X is what we don't want to see. And the reason that is what we don't want to see is because they're too far apart, and bananas, we want to see another species there with them because they're not that strong against wind. This is another one that's been very popular over the last maybe like 4 or 5 years. So agroforestry, what I'm referring to, it can mean a lot of things, but in this particular slide, I'm talking about multi-story cropping. And so for us, we require the planting to be 20% native, have multiple canopy levels. So we're looking at overstory, understory, and ground cover. And the idea is to improve diversity by growing mixed but compatible crops at different heights in the same area. And then pasture improvements, I kind of put a lot on one slide, but that can be invasive species removal, forage planting, silvopasture, stock water systems, cross fencing, and then rotational grazing. So working with us, we do accept applications year round, but our programs have cutoff deadlines so that we can process applications. And right now, our next application cutoff date is the end of this month, January 31st. We do have applications in the back. Kimmy, Jenny, and I are happy to walk you through the application process, or you can contact us. I don't know if this is too small for you guys. And we can help you with the application process as well. So there's myself, there are 2 soil cons, Devin Martinez Arango, which some of you know and have worked with, and Jonathan Kelly, who is new and also great to work with. And then we're still at 4334 Rice Street. We're just on the bottom level, not the top anymore. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Oh. I thought that guy just sat down.
I see your present. Yeah. That's okay. I was wondering,